Hey everybody, welcome to JK Next Garage. So today, part 2 on getting this trunk floor pan out of here. Part 1 we already did was the reference points and measurements and stuff like that. Hopefully we put it all together and then the new one will go right back in where it belongs. So we'll go over some of the stuff we used, some of the things we had to do to get the car up in the air, because we have a body cart underneath here and that needs to come out when we drop the trunk floor on it. All right, so some things we need to do to get this old crusty trunk floor pan out is I'm going to use the Vinyl Village garage method Jonathan used to get the Great Pumpkin trunk floor pan out. So what that's gonna entail is getting these spot welds out of here on both of the package tray supports, and then probably can't see that side, and then as you can see, I've got a line right there. We're gonna cut that up close to the wheel well there, get it kind of as close as we can. I'll bring you around back and show you the inside of the trunk. All right, so inside here then, we're over on the other side now, but anyways, see my line I've got scribed there close to the wheel well, all the way back, close to that frame rail, and then take it back to, not much there, but anyway. So we'll cut that out there. On the tail pan, we're gonna cut it all the way along here, right in this little notch, right here. I don't need to save anything from here down. I'm going to save this as a support up there, and then that'll allow us to wheel this floor pan out. We do need to do a couple things in here. Light turned around here. So there's a couple of stitch welds in right here and right here. So we'll get the bracket, this brace here, disconnected, and yeah. All right, so then yeah, once we get that all cut out, loosened up, hopefully we can drop the trunk floor and the frame rails right down onto the body cart, and that'll stay, hopefully that'll stay on the body cart. And then what we're going to do is we're going to jack the car up, because we don't have jack stands underneath it. We're going to get the car jacked up, and I just put what we're going to use for demonstration purposes here. All right, so we got our jack stand set up on the rollers here, roller dollies, and we'll put that piece 2x4, those couple 2x4s across that we used to jack this up before. And all we got to do is just get it above that spot where the torque box is sitting on the body cart, and then we'll be able to wheel it right back out of here, hopefully with the trunk floor and frame rails sitting on it. And so anyways, let's get to cutting this crusty trunk floor pan out of here. So what we're going to do here is this is tight quarters right here, and I'm not very good with the cutoff wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill some holes wide enough for a Sawzall blade to get in there, and I'm going to use the Sawzall to cut that all out of there. All right, so started, got my holes drilled here for on that side and on that side. I don't know if you can see it right there, for the Sawzall for that. And then I started drilling out some of these spot welds, and then yeah, figured what the heck, let's use the air hammer like Jonathan does to see if these pop out as easy as his do. And yeah, they started popping out real good. This shifted a little bit. I don't know if it'll focus in, but you can tell, like on this one, right? I think it's right there, how it shifted over a little bit when this one went free. So it must have been under some tension there. So we're going to continue air chiseling this one right here. I guess we'll see if we can get through this one. Okay, so yeah, it turned out all right. As you can see, it's all loose. Hey, there was one right up there. It tore a little bit. That tore a little bit right there, but that's okay. This one I don't think shifted as much as the other one, so oh well. So that's disconnected, so now we'll get to cutting these up on the sides here. So let's get to that. All right, like I say, part of the noise. Another nice day out here. Breezy, but I'll take it. 75 degrees, no problem. I don't know if you can see up here. You can see how crusty that is, all right up in there. So I might just try air chiseling some of that out right there instead of trying to get that Sawzall through there. As you can see, the hole right there. Actually, the hole all the way down through there. So probably won't be having to cut very much. All right, so then I'll just show you quick. So I got the car jacked up, sitting on the jack stands here. I got my towel on here because banged my shin on that, and that was one too many times. So anyways, I got the car jacked up. It's off of sitting off the risers there, and then in here too, sitting off of the frame rails. So then it's just yeah, I got my bag of rocks right here. Put a little weight on the front end, and then later on we'll put these jack stands underneath. Yeah, so let's get to cutting this thing out of here. Well, that came apart quite a bit. All right, so as you saw, I got that one cut up over there. This one was a pain in the butt. This doesn't look so good, but anyways, I got it up there, and then I'll bring it around back and show you how we're going to cut it. All right, let's see if we can get this other side cut down a ways. Alright, I get the other side cut down about that far, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so we're pretty much cut through up there, cut through on the other side, cut all the way down to about where right there. So now we just got to keep coming down this way. Sorry about the sun, but it is what it is. And this one cut all the way down to right there. Stand in the sun here. All right, so I'm going to kind of just stop right there and right over there. I'm going to jump out to getting this cut up right here, and then getting that cut across there. And I'll finish up in here. That way I can be up on top and... Oh yeah, rain and rust. Nice. All right, cut it across there now with the grinder. I better cut that bracket off on the inside first, get those cut out around that. So. Just a little bit low. All right, so I got most of it cut across here. I'll just show you, I'll finish it up. You know, I'm not very good with the grinding wheel. I don't know if I'm good with the Sawzall either, so we'll get it finished up here. As you can see, that piece flopping around. I started up high there and then decided to go a little bit lower so I get a little bit more of the structure that's up in here. I'll get the camera and show you what I got. All right, let's see here. All right, so you can see where I cut that right down through there. Yeah, a little wavy, a little wavy. Like I said, I started cutting it up here, but I'll show you why. So inside here, if you can see that there's more structure. There's more structure up here, I think, to help with keeping this secure. So that's why I went down just a little bit farther. All right, let's get this finished up on the inside. As you can see, this is detached now. So now we're just gonna finish cutting up in here and right through here, and hopefully she'll fall down onto the body cart. I cut it, forgot to hit play. So anyways, I got this cut out here, got this side cut out. As you can see, it's dropped down a little bit. Just getting hung up right in here where that inner tail pan is. I just got to cut it at an angle because it's wedging right now. Same with over here. So I'll get that cut and I'll bring you back for that. All right, trunk floor is down and very happy about that. Ready to be pulled out of here. My tin snips, I had one little spot over here that was holding me up. This little piece, whoops, right here. So once I cut that, it dropped right down. Now it's sitting back on the risers there. Sitting on the riser there. I did cut this out, as you can see, where it was getting wedged in there. This side, I just had to bend it around. That was just too flimsy to cut. So anyways, everything's down, sitting on the risers. So next we are going to get our jack stands, get this car jacked up, get the jack stands underneath, and we're gonna see if we can wheel this thing out of here. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so you see all the rust and crud and everything that came down off there. It did not land down here perfectly like that. I had to sweep it up, get it out from around the car, because much as Kelly loves this car, she does not love the rust being tracked inside the house. So. All right, just gonna show you my jacks here that I'm putting underneath the car right now. Got these boards on here, and the boards are not going to go anywhere because I may have put out a video on this before. I drilled these holes right here to slip over these bolts, or these nuts, I guess, right here. So as you can see, they're kind of offset a little bit. So you just go right on there like that. And then the jack stand and goes it back on over the wheels here where all the weight's going to be. So all right, car's up in the air. Let's get this body cart out of here. It is windier than heck out, so I'm not going to be talking much while we get this moved over to the other side of the garage. So all right, here we go. All right, there it is. All right, as you can see, the trunk floor is out of there. Got the car back on the wood cribs safely, and that's off to the side. And now we've got our old trunk floor and frame rails that we're gonna replace. Got the new ones here, got the trunk floor there. There's the car. So yeah, hopefully you got a little something out of this, getting this trunk floor pan out of here. And yeah, now on to the next step, getting this all prepped and put together and ready to install. All right, well, that wraps it up, getting rid of that old trunk floor pan. And next, prepping the new trunk floor pan and frame rails and stuff, getting it on this body cart. And yeah, hopefully it'll all fit together. So thanks for coming along as always, and we'll see you on the next one.